Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Thank you for checking back in with me, man. I know it's been a little minute since I checked back in. My apologies. I just been busy, work, and doing the certification. The last video I posted was a video in regards to my ISSA final examination video. So you've seen a brief overview of what it is I do with a professional athlete, Hakeem Watkins, in regards to training and what it is he does. But in this video, we're going to cover the topic of just certifications in general. What was this certification like? What was getting the certification like? What did I have to do in order to get the certification? I'm going to give you a breakdown on the final examination period. My ideas, thoughts, and beliefs on actually carrying a certified, or just being a certified trainer, actually having that national accredited certification under your belt. So we're going to talk about what I think about that. And yeah, man, so I'm going to just get into it. So if you guys don't already know, I did take the ISSA final examination, in which I passed. So I am a certified fitness specialist through ISSA. It's a little plaque with the little card. You get obviously the certification, and you get the card once you pass. The test itself was really challenging. Well, first let's go ahead and get into the idea of the ISSA. Now, as opposed to getting NASM or ACE, the reason why I decided to do ISSA was because I actually know friends who have both books, and me personally, I just thought that I'm better suited towards the ISSA. I like the way how it broke down everything from a molecular level, and I learned quite a bit. I also learned, I thought I was proficient enough in athletic training in regards to just scheduling workout splits and creating them, but through this actual accreditation, I personally feel like I've improved so much more in regards to just having an athlete perform certain movements, understanding why the movements are being done. So shout out to ISSA on that, man. The test, so we're gonna get into the test. The final examination test, granted, even though it's open book, that shit doesn't even matter, because what ends up happening is you think you'll go into the test thinking you got shit, everything is gravy, and it's not. There's 4 sections. The first section of the exam is 200 questions. I believe the first 100 is multiple choice, and I believe the second 100 is true or false, in which you have to pass every section with at least a 75%. So, in a math standpoint, for the first 200, for the first section, which is 200 questions, you have to get at least 150 of those right. I think I did a fairly decent job. I got an 85 out of 100% on that. So, you know, we did our thing on that. The second section, I believe, and don't, you know what I'm saying, I haven't taken the test in like a month, so I'm just giving you what the breakdown is. So one of the sections, I believe, is a short essay response. I believe there's like 4 questions. There is 4 questions. I don't know if that's section 2 or 3, but there's 4 questions. And basically you just have to provide a short answer response to the question that they give you, hence referencing back to some of the things you may have learned in the book. So remember, when you're taking that, be sure to go back and actually pay attention to the book and use some of the terminology and stuff in there, because that is important. You want to kind of blend what it is you've learned from the book and kind of mix that with what it is you already know. The third section, so that would be section 3. I think section 2 was the case studies. Yo, I thought I was good in scheduling, doing workout programs before. Bruh, shit was crazy. It's seven case studies. You have to go in depth. What I mean by that is some questions might ask you to create a 12-week program for somebody who might have sustained an injury in the off season, when you would have to go about working around that injury. You do an NFL combine joint. The biggest thing with that is really go in depth with your scheduling. In regards to when you have the athlete performing certain movements, put the time frames down, use some of the terminology. The case study is going to make or break your exam, man, and it's really important that you pay attention to that. Like I said, it don't matter if the test was open book. The final exam is so challenging that even with the test being open book, dog, if you don't get the hell off my foot, even with the test being open book, you still really have to look for shit, and you have to be creative with your schemes. And then the fourth section is you have the option on either writing, I believe, a 3-page essay or doing a video, which is something I did for the final examination in regards to you training the athlete and you meeting certain expectations. So you'll create a exercise program that'll go in depth and kind of show how an athlete would develop quicker foot speed, quicker hand speed, hand-eye coordination, I believe, muscular strength. You have to implement a plyometric type of style of training in their actual programming, and really go in depth on what it is you're doing, why it is you're doing it, the sets, the rep counts, the RPE, all of that, man. So it's really dope. It was definitely a great learning experience for me. So when you order, if you decide to go that route, by the way, I got my certification in strength and conditioning. The reason why I did strength and conditioning, I feel like the strength and conditioning is morely geared towards athletes. I personally feel like it may be harder to train athletes. But me being an athlete, I kind of understand the mind of an athlete. So in retrospect, it's kind of easy for me to gear that way. I feel like anybody can train regular people. I don't feel like everybody can train athletes, and that's what separates the certifications for me. So that's why I went with strength and conditioning. When you order the course material, you'll get a fat ass book. Read the whole damn book. You're also gonna get a workbook, man. I highly advise you to utilize the workbook because some of the questions is going to come straight from the workbook. In regards to just anatomy, I don't know if you guys can see that, anatomy and all of that shit. So that's what comes with it. Now, in regards to my idea of a certification even being necessary, I personally believe so, because with the fitness industry now, man, is fucked up, because you'll have so many people, and some of them are actually dope, some of them know what the hell they're talking about, but you'll have so many people who are just these fitness trainers, don't really know shit about working out, don't really know shit about the science behind the nutrition aspect, or you know why it is you do certain movements, what it is a lat pull down does for the actual body when you're doing a seated row, what it is it does for you pulling the scapula back and all of that shit. You have people out there who don't know these, and what ends up happening is they end up just getting clients, initially ripping the clients off. Bro, you gotta excuse my dog, bro, he be tripping. But getting clients, ripping them off, just to make $1, man, and they go ahead and believe that everything is easy, and it's really not. And it kind of takes away, cut out. It kind of takes away from the importance of actually having a fitness certification. So it's something I personally think should, some people, if you're serious about your craft, why not invest in it? It's going to run you a couple $100, but again, it's completely worth it in my eyes. And it's good to go ahead and know that you have this certification. It kind of separates you from the bullshitters out there. But you also get fucking personal training insurance. Like, that's a key. Because for all of you dickheads out there who do personal training and looking at it as another form of hustling, if you actually hurt somebody throughout them performing the movement that you instructed, they are eligible to sue you. And that's what having a certification, that's where it comes into place. That's why gyms really won't hire anybody who don't have a certification, because they need to have that insurance background behind them. So if you are out there doing freelance training and you're not certified and your client becomes hurt, they can sue you. That's just a disclaimer. So that's why I believe having a certification is necessary. Are they needed? No. But if you take your craft serious, should you invest in one? Yes. What else? Honestly, man, I think that's really it. Oh, now let's talk about the opportunities that come with having a certification. So through ISSA, they allowed me, once you complete certification. Again, once you get the certificate, you get the little identification card. I think this is really the most important thing that comes with it. You have the option of they allow you to go ahead and create your brand and kind of expand on your brand. And what I mean by that is getting your information out there. So this is one of the things I took initiative of. I took advantage of, which is certification card, business cards. They'll connect you through I think Vistaprint. And you're allowed to go ahead and print out your own business cards. This helps with your marketing, your advertisement, for you to generate business and try to possibly get some good revenue, man. So that's one of the greatest advantages. Another thing too, they help you create your own website. For those, I personally know how to do it, but for those who don't, this might be a good building block for them to go ahead and try to get their website created. Let people know that they are serious about the craft. And yeah, man. So I personally like it. Another thing I like about ISSA is too, man, they keep you in contact to let you know when you have like new job opportunities. Because you kind of join this like type of fraternity in regards to just being actually certified. You took the craft serious enough to get the certification. They kind of keep you in tune with all the opportunities that's out in the world, which is dope. Because if you live in an area like I live in, it's really hard to find job opportunities in regards to personal training, but I do personal train out of a gym. So, you know, I got hired on through the certification. So, ooh. But yeah, man, it comes with a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of perks to getting a certification, man. So if you are thinking about getting certified, just go do so. I thought about it for a long period of time, man. I was like, look, I want to get a national accredited certification. And I always put it off. But now that I actually took the time and I invested in myself and I got it, I understand how important it is, and you know what it is it's done for me, and you know it kind of separates me from the rest of the people out there who are just personal trainers. Because anybody's a personal trainer nowadays. If you ask somebody if they look like they got a little bit of muscle, they'll be like, all right, cool. Let me just do this, do that, give you a workout split, boom, 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 chop it up, and then we good. And then that's that. And then what they fail to understand is not everything works for everybody. So this is one of those things where you kind of learn different type of techniques to train multiple styles of people who are pre-diabetic, people who are diabetic. You know, just little simple scenarios like that, training athletes, training just your typical obese people, man. So that's why the certification is important, because you'll learn so much more. I guarantee it. No matter which way you go, ISSA, NASM, ACE, ACSM, it doesn't matter which way you go. The thing is, you just take the initiative if you're serious about it to go get it done. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, so this is just a brief overview of the certification itself. I get this question a lot, so I figure I might as well just make a video about it and then just give you the information. So again, before I even close this shit out, so before you actually could take the final exam, you have like sections throughout the course, and you have to create it, or you have to complete it. This motherfucker, man. But what ends up happening is, I believe there's 10 sections. Each sections come with either 10 to 20 questions, and you have to pass them before you can move on to the next section. You get 4 months to, or what's this shit for? I think you get 4 months to complete it. I completed mine in 2. And the only reason why it took that long is because I work full time. But you get 4 months to complete the actual the sections before you move on to the final exam. I don't know what happens if you don't do it, so I can't give you no info on that. But you get 4 months to complete it, 10 sections, 10 to 20 questions. Knock those shits out. That's where the workbook becomes really important. So just reference back to the workbook and then that final exam, man. So 4 sections. First section is 200 questions, 100 multiple choice, 100 true or false. Second section, I believe, is the case studies. It's the 7 case studies. Always go in depth with that. Third section is the short answer. And then the 4th section is either that 3-page essay or that motherfucking final examination video. Just do the video, dog. It's easy to get that shit out the way. So that's really it, man. So that's what the ISSA is allowed to do for me, or that's what it's done for me. Certification card, business card, certification, and I keep in this little plaque. you know, come in the house and look at that shit. I'm so special. And that's it, man. So hope you enjoyed the video, man. Hope it provided some background information in regards to certifications. I hope I answered any questions in regards to do I think certifications are necessary. Again, they're not, but I will take advantage of the fact to get one because it kind of separates you from the rest. And it shows people you actually care. You give a fuck about what it is you put your effort into, man. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'm out.